recording, and let's just get right into it. Welcome to Horsin Around, a dumbass cast. I'm your host, as always, Nick Brigante, and with me today I have three, possibly four, one might be coming late, lovely guests, if you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Hey dudes, I'm Brandon.
Boom.
I'm Yash.
Wow, you guys actually didn't do any bits this time. Maybe it's because
And I'm not Brandon.
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay, we got close to no bits this time around. But, yeah, so we...
I almost said Yandon, but I thought better of it.
You should have. You should have.
No,
what do you mean you thought better of it? You thought worse.
Your restraint.
I didn't want to be associated with you, Brad. With your
well, you are. You're on the same show as me.
Yeah, but I don't want to be tied into your shenanigans.
Oh god.
Very few people have the level of restraint the minimal level of restraint that you've shown today, Yash. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So anyway,
I've matured a lot.
We're pre-taping this episode because I will be occupied tomorrow. Going to Six Flags with some people, but I didn't want to go 3 weeks without an episode. So here we are. Got the homeboys up in here, and we're gonna vibe for an hour or so. Before we started, Yash was talking about the creative writing class he's currently taking and the story he was gonna write for it. If you want to explain the setup for it for the audience.
Okay, it might not be that interesting, but basically
I'll start with
idea. I need to temper expectations. I don't want to build up any hype.
Guys, listen to my TV show idea, but it might not be that good. Okay,
it might be terrible, but just hear me out, guys. Okay.
I'm not going to talk about the Hitler part of the story, so
you didn't need to say that while we were recording.
But see, that'll tease them now. They'll always wonder what the rest of the story was going to be.
Yeah, now they're gonna think that you're a Nazi sympathizer. Yes,
me, the Indian Nazi sympathizer.
Hey man, Stranger Things, the show.
Just the show, unrelated.
It's word associating.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the premise, or our assignment, is to write a story that has no conflict. Like, nothing can go wrong. Everyone has to be happy. And that is pretty broken because all stories need conflict. Even something with a slice of life story, there's minor conflict in that, right?
Sure, yeah.
There's a small problem that they solve by the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So here, I've been trying to come up with what I could write that's not just mush. And I thought that maybe what I could do is have the conflict exist outside of the story. And in this case, I was thinking about doing the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion. Mm-hmm. So I was going to write a journal by one of the astronauts, Ellison Onizuka, who, this is just not important, but I've been watching Star Trek, and one of the space shuttles in Star Trek is named after him. Anyways, so the idea would be writing about this, and you get kind of this hopeful look at the future. But then at the end what's going to happen right after.
Yeah, the reader is imparting the conflict upon the story rather than
exactly
the conflict in itself. And yeah, that seems like a cheeky way to go about it. I was thinking as you were explaining the premise of the problem that you could maybe another way to sort of get around it is you could almost do an SCP type analysis, do some a research paper, right? In the real world doesn't necessarily have any actual conflict because it's not written for the purpose of telling a narrative necessarily. It's just supposed to be transferring information from whoever wrote it to whoever's reading it.
I think I might get in trouble because it doesn't. No, that's a good idea. I don't know, it because it's technically a story, even if it's just reformatted.
Yeah.
But SCPs, the way they tell the story is usually through the addenda or addenda, I guess is the plural. And in those, usually there's a conflict, right? Because it's about how this thing. I guess the reason it might not work is because in SCPs, usually something is getting eaten or torn apart or something, and the thing that's being contained usually isn't happy about being contained.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be happy. That's what it said.
Yeah.
Which is makes it so difficult and annoying.
It's an SCP that's goal is to be contained. And so
There
the
are
conflict is that
SCPs like
they're
that.
trying to contain it.
SCP that refuses to leave its cell ever.
There's one that's like really cool. It's
and then they're just like, man, what's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? And it's just content there sitting there, but they don't know, so they think it's gonna do something.
That'd be pretty great just to be like the scientists are overreacting to literally nothing. Like they're mind gaming themselves into thinking something's gonna happen when the dude's just like just a normal as an SCP can be, but they're just freaking out about it. I need to read more SCPs. I don't think this was an SCP story, but there was a what was it? It was just like a creative writing piece that somebody wrote in a research, sort of like a post-mortem analysis style about a fictional national monument in the Midwestern U.S. that was a giant flesh pit that people, like, there was, like, they constructed, like, an elevator shaft and, like, a viewing observatory inside of this weird fleshy, like, it's part of some kind of superorganism, but they couldn't, they didn't have, like, the geological technology to study its whole mass. It just has this one
built an elevator into it.
Yeah, because it's just a big hole in the ground, but it just happens to be this orifice for this creature. It's not.
So like it's anus.
Well,
no, it's the Earth's mouth. It's Earth's mouth.
Yeah, I think
it's
close. I'm gonna see if I can look it up real quick.
That's interesting. That sounds like it would be an SCP.
Yeah, it definitely
this isn't
read like
Slenderman,
it.
then this is something else.
Flesh pit. Creative.
There are some really cool like SCPs, kind of like what you were saying, but I guess I don't remember reading one that was exactly the same.
So what you're saying is I've come up with one.
I mean, you could, if you write it, then yeah, you can add it in, and it would be fine.
Okay. It's called the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. Is the title of the park in this fictional setting.
That sounds like something from Gravity Falls.
Really, the name tells you exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah,
it's right on
it
the
really does.
Item, right?
I will drop a picture of it into the Horsin Around chat, but it is... Some of these diagrams that they made are very detailed. Like, somebody put a lot of effort and or commissioned somebody to draw this thing and make it like a fake piece of professional art for the... let me drop it in this channel.
I always love that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's super cool, like, world building stuff. It is in the chat now. But, yeah,
Ooh.
I don't know how I stumbled into that, but that's, like, a really cool story. Creative writing is, like, a cool, super cool fucking thing. I wish I did more of it. I wish I pushed myself to do more of it, because I definitely loved it back in middle school. You guys remember the fucking...
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, the iconic story.
The iconic zombie survival story.
Have you told the tale on the podcast, Nick?
This is the time to do it. We're all here.
Yeah, I don't know if I have, so I guess if I have, I'm sorry that I'm repeating it, but otherwise, a long time ago, in the far-off year of... what would it have been?
6th grade, whatever.
2000
No,
BC.
7th grade. No, 2012 was freshman year of high school, and
you're
second
right.
half of 8th grade. So it would have been 2011 or 2010. But basically,
like
no, it would have been
1 billion years
2010
ago.
because it was a Halloween writing assignment. So
Wait a minute, it was?
yeah, it was like
I didn't know that.
the prompt for the whole thing was just, hey, write a story that starts with, it was a dark and stormy night, and that's how I started the...
That is so lame.
Yeah.
What? It was
because it's a 7th grade writing assignment, Yash. You're asking a lot of most of the
But they're like,
7th graders.
don't start with that. That's like the most cliche beginning.
Well, the idea is to
It's
go
like-
beyond the cliches and make something interesting out of it. So,
right, so Nick did just that.
I did.
I mean,
Wasn't
he
the requirement?
Don't let it stop
deeper
him.
into cliches.
The requirement was like 3 pages, right?
yeah, I went probably way past that, and then I had to cut off.
Probably.
There was a point in the full expanded story where I clearly cut it off just so that I could submit that for the writing assignment, and then I kept writing more afterwards. So it was basically a zombie self-insert fanfic that was super melodramatic for the entire story. Because at that phase of my development, my understanding was, to be a good writer, you have to be dramatic, and to be dramatic, you have to kill all your friends. So,
This is exactly what
I mean, you've got more balls than a lot of writers that refuse to kill their characters off.
Yeah, looking at you, J.K.
So, props to
Rowling.
you.
What?
But also, this story was wildly optimistic about your abilities and everyone else's abilities.
Yeah, like I said, the first thing I attached to that story nomenclature is that it was very much a self-insert, and Mary Sue is probably the other keyword I should have.
Wait, it was a self-insert. It was literally you. It was.
Yeah, no, it's the self-insert in the most literal sense. And yeah, I was like the only one that survived at the end, even though it was fucking insane, and there's no way I would have survived, actually.
I love the ending, too. It's like you realize where you are. Like, you didn't notice. I don't want to spoil it, but you didn't notice the thing as it happened. You're just like, oh, and I looked around and I realized that this is where we were now. I grabbed the shotgun.
Yeah, the narrative setup is that I am explaining everything to another person after the fact. So then as I was writing it, I was like, oh, I'm just so immersed in telling this story that I just don't realize what's happened around us. And that works up until a point, and that point is probably far before a car crashing into a tree. Spoiler alert, I'm also probably not going to share this story with the world. I don't think it's ready for it.
10-year story.
Yeah, 10-year-old story. But I'm sorry.
It was worth the wait, Brad.
Wait. You're not gonna tell the story now that we've broached the subject?
I guess I could tell it. Basically,
I want to hear Sam tell the story.
Oh yeah,
he always tells it.
Sure. Yeah.
Give the abridged version.
Yeah, go for the abridged version.
Yeah, what was it? It was
That's not
the middle school dance. It was a dark and stormy night, right?
Yeah.
At the middle school dance.
Wait, can I cut in real quick?
Oh yeah.
So your story during the dance, you went off to the science lab alone?
No.
He wasn't alone.
It was my fault. I was like, guys, I learned this nerd experiment.
And you all just left the dance?
Come on, we were a bunch of nerds. We weren't enjoying the dance.
But this was your self-insert, Nick.
No, it was my fault. I remember Nick. I was like in the story. I was like, guys, I learned this nifty science experiment. You guys want to come to the science labs during the middle school dance and check it out with me?
Yeah.
So really, this is an indictment of Brad.
Yes.
All right. Sorry. Continue.
I get my comeuppance later too. Oh, Jay Stenstrom's.
Oh, okay. I'll move him in.
Oh, Nick, now you gotta tell him a story. Now we have an audience to listen to.
Yeah. Now we have a new audience, so let me move him in here. But I do want to hear Sam's abridged. Yeah, I want to hear Sam's abridged version of it. Hello, Jacob. Welcome. We were just talking about creative writing endeavors, and we were about to delve into the zombie
creative writing endeavor.
Yeah. Well, funny you mentioned.
Oh, you know about this?
Well, okay, Brad, you remember when I asked, or I don't know, we had a conversation about the story a while back, and you went through the Google Doc and highlighted all of the spelling mistakes and grammatical errors.
Yeah. I'm a proofreader by trade.
Yeah, so I went through that, and I fixed all of the errors that you highlighted, and then I sent it to CSH to put in their weekly newsletter. And I think...
Wow.
I think at least half... I think at least half of the story got published in their Segfault weekly newsletter, which is just something they print out every week and put up in the bathrooms.
Dude, you're a published author. Oh my god.
Yeah, guys.
Nice.
I'm a pretty big deal around here.
What was the name of the story again?
Oh god. Oh, you know what it was? This is even better. It was called Crisis Zombie Apocalypse. Crisis was a naming convention that I was then going to apply to other storylines. Like there was going to be a Crisis series that I I think I started...
Again, the story was very optimistic.
Yeah,
Dude, you can still be an author, Nick. It's not too late.
I think I started to write a second one and didn't get far. I think it had something to do with bank robbers, but I don't know any more than that.
Did it also star all of your friends from middle school?
I don't think it did. No, I think that one was...
Well, that's why you didn't get much
It was set in the
farther.
same universe, so they couldn't have starred them because they were dead.
Right, exactly. You gotta have that continuity going.
So it's like bank robbers after the zombie apocalypse has already happened. So like that
Or-
movie
or-
on Netflix that
yeah.
just came out.
I think it was like an
Oh, yeah.
anthology series, so they might not even been in the.
Oh, you mean like a dark anthology? What's that shit fucking called?
No, you had it. It's Dark Anthology, or Dark Pictures. No,
You mean Black
Yeah,
Mirror?
the
No.
Dark
Lummy universe?
Pictures title of whatever you were going to write.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Dark Pictures. Yeah, it's the people who made Until Dawn. Their series of ongoing like miniature games that they keep putting out and keep being pretty mediocre. To suffice to say,
Nick, we've had enough time to ruminate, and they're not mediocre. They're just bad.
listen.
I mean, they're bad
Demoted.
to an extent that it's kind of funny. Like when someone is like, "Dude, do you want to play Man of Medan?" and I'm like, "That shit's hilarious. Let's go."
There's fun to be had in them. Anyways, sorry, we cut you off, Sam. You were gonna give us the abridged version of the zombie
Of
apocalypse
Crisis
story.
Zombie Apocalypse.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, you might have to cut in because I don't know if I remember it entirely. But
go for it. Just,
you know,
just do what
as
you
it
can
started,
remember.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark and stormy night.
Mhm.
We're at the middle school dance. Brad suggests to go to the lab to check out a cool science experiment that he learned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And,
You
we
know what
bring
it
all the
was? I
boys.
learned how to make water.
Just like
That's it.
raw.
What are you doing, Brad?
I
Mhm.
mean, so we go there, right?
Yep.
It's dark. There aren't any lights on, probably because of the dance.
Yep.
And we find like science teacher there.
Yeah.
He's like doing some weird experiment. Already beat us to the chase.
Yeah.
And it like something goes wrong. She gets like engulfed in the experiment.
Yep.
And we don't know it at the time, but she becomes the zombie, right?
Mhm.
And she hits one of our friends. I think it was Steven.
Yes, I think that.
And then
that
he
was
turns
Steve.
into a zombie.
Mhm.
And then from
Okay.
there, it's all us just like running away as the crisis unfolds. And like each of us dies in a new and dramatic way. I think there's some betrayal in there. I specifically remember you with anti-zombie serum choosing not to hit me with it and instead prematurely hitting yourself with it.
What a
Yeah,
hero.
Escaping in the van with the shotgun.
I think that's how that was you were the last one besides
Yeah.
me. We both
You
we
guys,
we both went back in with a zombie serum that the government who had already arrived on the scene because they somehow knew somebody put a call out and somehow the government got a hold of that call. And so they responded immediately and they had one dose of a zombie serum cure for this thing that literally just came to life like a couple hours ago. And so
Well, that's not a plot hole, Nick. They didn't have a lot of time. They only had 10 minutes to make it.
Oh, you're right.
They didn't have time to make 2 doses.
It was probably like an
Understand.
hour, you know?
and
But-
then
Full time.
and then they,
Yeah.
instead of sending in, adults, they decided to send in the 2 middle schoolers because at the same time as they developed the zombie serum, they still recognized that we were the only 2 with hands-on experience with these zombies. So
Exactly.
that was the final deciding factor that made them send 2
and they were
middle schoolers.
fucking blow darts. They
Yeah.
gave you blow darts.
No, they weren't blow darts. I couldn't blow dart it into myself. Well, I guess I
No,
could blow
you
dart into
didn't.
my
You
arm.
take the dart and you took the dart and injected yourself with it. But weren't they fucking blow darts? It was like a dart gun or something.
You know
It
what? The
wasn't
stupid
actually
was
like a-
dumb enough that it might have been blow darts. But yeah, for some reason, I don't. Yeah, somehow I got it so that Sam died, and then I had to save myself.
I mean, I
He
think
had
it
to
makes
do it.
sense again. If they were blow darts, Nick, you're not known for your breathing abilities. I don't
Okay.
think you would have been able to reach Sam.
Ooh, get fucking destroyed.
You don't even know. Oh my god.
Nick can't breathe. Nick, you gotta put the oxygen in and let the CO2 out. That's how you do it.
He's not very good at one of those things.
My CSH friends don't even know that
They
story.
don't?
Why would I tell them that, Yash?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I want to tell this story then.
Look,
Okay.
Nick has enough CSH experience where he knows if he lets anything slip, that's it. That's his life. I understand. It's already his life.
It's
but
been
like,
my life from high school through college. It is all just it's history repeating itself. So I just tried to contain
It's
as much
rough
as I
for
could.
him, right? Because he gets hit with it one time by high school, and then he goes to college, and the same thing happens
It was kind of crazy how
with horses.
Did you
yeah,
pass out
the
again?
No. The passing out thing didn't get passed on. The horses thing did because
What?
I at some point let people know that I had horses, and I think it just evolved from there. Generally,
See, the reason that it
The
evolved
reason
is
is
because
'cause, like,
you don't do anything with your horses.
You don't ride the horses. You don't
What he
show the
does-
horses. You don't do anything.
They're just there, which is very suspicious.
pretty.
I mean, it's clearly a tax write-off. I've got two dependents. Their horse.
Oh my god!
They
Do you
depend on
want
me
to?
for
You are
grain.
welcome to tell the failure to breathe story if you would like to, Yash.
All right. Feel free to cut in because I wasn't there when it happened, but I did see you that day also. This was before
You can
I knew
offer
you,
your
but
unique perspective on it.
Mhm.
yeah. So Nick became really famous in 6th grade. We were doing health class.
Infamous. actually.
I think
Yeah,
is the
infamous.
correct term.
Can't.
They
Yeah, you
followed him
can't
for
see.
a long time, and I only heard it like secondhand because I didn't know Nick yet. But the word that got around was that Nick passed out because they said the word vagina in health class, and
You
This followed
can't
him
do this,
for a
dude.
long
that was
time.
already bad enough.
And I saw him that day. Like I didn't put this together until later because I didn't know him, but I saw him that day in the nurse's office.
Yep.
I think you were sitting in a wheelchair.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Probably.
I was like, what
Nick,
happened
you learned
this
to
kid?
walk? That's amazing.
Yeah. It's pretty inspirational. The second part of this, honestly.
Well, we used to make fun of him a lot because we were in high school in sophomore year. We were all in the same gym class, me, Brad, Nick, and Sam. And
That was
he
epic.
said a
That
lot
was
of
an epic
dumb
part.
things.
Mhm.
But we always came back to him passing out because he said vagina. And then one day we were walking, to the gym, and Nick said, "No, it's not that because they said vagina. It's because, you guys ever just forget how to breathe?" And I lost my goddamn mind. I fell on the ground for real.
He
And I was
forgot how
laughing
to
on the
breathe in
floor.
that moment.
So we're walking to gym class, and Yash is rolling around on the ground in the hallway. We're walking like single file to the gym, and Yash is on the ground rolling around, laughing so
He
hard.
literally collapsed. It was.
It was literally like that was 5 years in the making of the build up to then find out the plot twist that no, Nick's not afraid of the word vagina. He just can't breathe. He doesn't remember. Oh man.
But that's not
Did
the
you-
last twist, Yash. Don't forget the final twist of this tumultuous tale.
So I think it was this year, Nick finally comes out and tells us that the whole time he did know how to breathe. It was because they said vagina.
Well, it was because I've literally, over the years trying to process why that did happen, because there was probably something, subconsciously blocking that from me accepting that was probably what it was. But basically, what I realized is that later on, we were doing, for one of our, gym classes where they had us sitting, I think it was part of driver's ed or something, and they were telling us about how, you should become an
What,
organ donor
vaginas?
or whatever. Yeah, in driver's ed, they were telling us about vaginas. Very important.
Vagina.
That is my experience as well.
But they talked about this person dying and stuff, and for whatever reason I got lightheaded then in the same way as well, where I just needed to put my head down and just focus on breathing. And so I think it's just a matter of whatever they were talking about. I don't know if it was vagina specifically. I just know that at some point in sex ed, I had that same experience of becoming really lightheaded and having to put all of my focus on just breathing in and out. And that time I fucked up because I was like, "Hey, teach, I don't feel so good." And then I tried to walk out of the classroom, got out of the classroom into the hallway, and then I literally blacked out for a
4-0
second.
forward.
I 4-0 forward and I slammed into a locker, which was very fucking loud. So everybody in the classroom heard it.
Look, I'm not trying to say anything, but I do find some comedic aspect behind it of someone saying, teacher, I don't feel so good. I think I'm going to go outside, and then just a fucking thud.
It had to be exactly like that. Like, there was no other way that could have gone down, and I wasn't even conscious for it, but I know that had to be what happened, and, like, I could only imagine what the classroom was like when they heard that.
I mean, but the thing about your lie, though, it's not even a lie. Both aspects of your story were true.
Right.
They said vagina, and then your brain just went, I can't process this and the breathing thing at the same time. I gotta choose one.
Give up one.
Yeah.
Give up the least important one.
It's so weird, and, like, I don't know... I still don't know exactly what's happening, because sometimes when I'm just trying to go to sleep at night...
Do you mean about that situation, or just in general?
In
you
general,
don't know what's
the whole,
happening in
like,
general.
having to really focus on breathing at random times.
Oh, I wasn't talking about breathing, Nick. I was talking about just being alive.
No, the breathing thing. Sometimes when I'm laying in bed, I just, like, realize that I'm not breathing, and then I have to focus on taking it a sharp inhale, and nothing's happening.
That's also true.
If only there was some sort of profession that specialized in figuring out if something's wrong with your body and your inability for your brain to continue fucking breathing when you
Wait,
stop paying attention to
I
it.
kind of get what Nick's saying, because sometimes if I'm laying in bed at night trying to go to sleep, like in that period where you're trying to go to sleep, sometimes I'll try to like lucid dream, which involves staying awake and like kind of easing into sleep. And I've noticed that sometimes when I'm doing that, I just start manual breathing, and that's like the worst feeling when you're going to sleep because you're
so bad.
Yeah. You're just
Like,
manual breathing, and you're about to fall asleep, and you're like, what if I just, I fall asleep and I just don't
and I
breathe?
Stop
like, what
manually
then?
breathing, and I don't start automatically breathing. Yeah,
But
I
that's
don't know.
but that's what I'm trying to say is like your body's ability to catch yourself needing to manually breathe is like a good defense mechanism. Your body went, yo, dude, you stop doing this automatically. You got to fucking pay attention to this. Nick's brain is incapable of making that connection for some reason.
I breathe. I realize I'm not breathing, and I breathe in. It's just like it happens at the most random times.
Except when you were told what a vagina was, and then your brain was like, I think that was go through ear. I don't know.
Do you ever get worried it's gonna happen again? Like someone's gonna be like, Nick, vagina, and then you're like,
throw it out like pocket sand at me, stop me in a fight. No, I
it's
think
just the word vagina, right? Like
Yeah, you gotta just.
you said that you've had hookups before, but you didn't pass out then, right?
yes, I've had sex with.
Yeah, but do we have any evidence of that?
God. Okay.
Have we ever seen Nick? Ever seen Nick not pass out? That's all I'm saying.
I gotta post a sex tape to prove that I don't fade every time, but
Nick, you fucking dug the hole even deeper. Don't fucking say that to me ever again, you sick bastard.
is this an admission that there is one, or like
no,
what?
there's no sex tape. It was a joke. Jesus fucking Christ.
No, he's talking about his DVD copy of the movie Sex Tape. He needs to show you that.
I'll watch The Room with you, Nick.
That's my favorite sex tape, The Room. I love the navel fucking. It's the best part. No, like...
Hi, Mark.
Oh god, what was I even saying before? No, I think the reason I fainted when I was in 6th grade is because that literally never happened to me before. So I wasn't thinking.
What, someone saying the word vagina to you?
No, oh my god. The fact that just that the lack of breathing, and then I thought I could just like walk to the nurse's office, and obviously I was recovering from lack of oxygen, and then I got up too fast, which is when you don't have much oxygen, not a great thing to do. So I think that led to that. The time that it happened in high school, and the time it happened in high school, I was like sitting at a desk, and I just kind of put my head down for a minute, and then I just focused, and
then you just die.
Yeah, then I just died straight up.
You laid down for half a second, and your body was like, "Well, this is a good enough time to fucking get out of here." See ya.
I figure if I just remain, like, I just, lay down or whatever, and then I just focus on breathing, I'll be...
I don't know. I feel like if I had that on, like, a basis where my body was like, yeah, sometimes my body just doesn't want to breathe, I'd, like, ask someone about that. Like, I'd be like, hey doc, I know I'm here for my checkup to see how much I weigh and shit, but like sometimes my body doesn't want oxygen.
How do you explain that to any doctor?
You just do it.
Nick,
How do you explain it to a doctor? You just fucking told it to us.
Yeah, just give him the vagina story. That's all you need.
Doc, man, this time in middle school, I'm telling you, man, I don't even know what happened, but I need you to help me, Doc.
Okay, wait, I think I get it, Nick. Maybe you're allergic to vaginas. Like your throat closes
No.
up.
Just the idea of it.
the concept of vagina.
Oh my god, Nick, you've read SCPs. This is a mimetic agent. No, it's a cognito hazard. Once you learn
it's
what
a
was,
cognito hazard, all right.
yeah.
Magneto.
So a cognito hazard is something that becomes dangerous once you know it. So like if you learn about it, then you're fucked. Nick, he learned the term vagina, and once he learned about vaginas, he was just screwed for the rest of his life.
Like if you never learned that word, you would have been fine. If you just called it like hole.
Oh,
So it's almost like a forbidden knowledge word, is what you're saying. Like,
Nick, just call it the Arizona flesh pit from now on.
no, I don't think I will. I don't think.
That sounds horrible. Can you imagine going up to someone and being like, I'm not even gonna say it. Forget that.
No, dude, incels have
Let
come
me
up with
see that starlight pit.
Incels have come up with some really rancid naming schemas for women's privates. It's bad.
and yet Nick
I'm
knows
happy
all
to-
of them. That's so.
I'm happy to say I don't know any of them.
Trying to find a cure, dude.
not gonna not gonna repeat any of them. You can look them up on your own time if you're curious, but they're bad. No other way about it. Anyways, let's move away from the embarrassing stories about me for now. I think we've covered
now
that
let's do
portion
embarrassing
of the
stories about
What's
podcast.
the
Yosh.
fucking point of this podcast then?
Fuck you, Jacob.
Fuck me.
If you
We do this. Nick, we do this every fucking week. I've been here for almost a year at this. Actually, I think it is about a year that I've been doing this almost weekly. And it's every fucking week. Every fucking week we sit down. Nick's got a new panel of people, including me. And then Nick says something, and then we go, haha, Nick, you're so silly. And then we all divert to a tangent about something Nick did. And then you go, guys, we gotta stop talking about me. And then he's like, nah, dude. It happens every week. It's basically a sitcom joke at this point where we're just running with it every goddamn episode.
He's a fascinating person. There's a lot to tell.
There
Yeah.
is.
Have you guys ever seen Everybody Loves Raymond? Because I always think of Nick when I watch that show.
I've never seen that show.
It's pretty good.
Should I be? Is that a compliment?
Offended?
Yeah, is that
No,
offensive?
probably
or-
not.
Okay.
Well, it depends on which character you are, I feel
I
like.
didn't say that you were like Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You know, like I didn't call you a cannibal
Okay.
or like a sex predator.
Well,
but-
yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be known as any character from Always Sunny if they know anything about Always Sunny. Like, you don't want to.
And they're all the
anybody from that
worst.
show. Yeah, that is kind of their whole thing. All right, but then which character am I from?
You're Raymond.
Okay. I
The only difference is you don't have a brother. I have to assume the horses are the ones that aren't getting enough attention from your parents.
Aw.
The only difference between Nick and Raymond from Everyone Loves Raymond is the brother aspect. Everything else
Brother
is
Bear.
exactly the same. Man, Brother Bear kind of underrated. I kind of appreciate Brother
Yeah,
Bear.
it was a movie, man. I saw it for the first
Right,
time.
you were there for Brother Bear trivia, right?
What?
Yes, I was.
Our friend Andy, so like we do trivia and it's like Jeopardy style, and one person will make the boards
Mhm.
each time. And our friend Andy, he had like Disney to Brother Bear, and he had post Brother Bear World.
Post Brother
Disney-
Bear
That's
Society.
great.
Post Brother Bear
So
Society.
it was just the category was like anything that has happened after the movie Brother Bear came out.
Brother Bear was 2003.
What was like the hardest question from that category? Like, what was the hardest?
We
to
can
place
pull it up.
thing?
We can pull up the
Yeah, we
board.
actually can't. Here, I'll do it, Brett.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I got this.
Where
What
when
was I
was
saying?
this?
Brother Bear,
Wait, did
I
he-
vaguely remember that movie. I just remember that the bear was like kind of annoying, like kind of really annoying.
That's what
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
talks about, but also like I don't know. Look,
Yeah, it's
you're
here,
sitting down, you're watching Disney movies.
Yeah.
You understand Brother Bear got problems, but also like I don't know. I sit down and watch Pocahontas, and I look at it. I'm like, this is fucking unforgivable. And I understand I got bias, I'm a man from Virginia. They talking about the Virginia Charter, and I'm like, this ain't how it went down at all, motherfuckers. What the hell?
You were there, right?
It was way worse.
Yeah, I was
actually.
there. I played the shovel they dug for gold with.
Oh.
You can see me in one of those scenes.
Oh, I have pulled up. I've pulled up the questions from the post Brother Bear Society.
Okay.
All right, here's the hardest one from Brother Bear and before.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
which Walt Disney Animation Studios movie was the one released directly before Brother Bear?
Oh shit! I just fucking. It's not Home on the Range. Home on the Range is after Brother Bear.
Was it, do Pixar movies count or no?
No.
I think it's straight up Disney.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
straight up Disney.
Oh god.
Shit! What came out in 2001? Is it Treasure Planet?
I can think of two things that came out in 2001.
Is
it
Treasure
not
Planet or is
it
Yeah,
it?
it's Treasure Planet. That was it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Treasure
nice.
Planet, dude. Hell
So-
yeah.
All right, I'm
That was
gonna,
a
I'm gonna
great
pull.
movie.
I'm gonna pull two on you guys from the post Brother Bear Society. One's,
Okay, I'm ready,
one's
I'm
an
ready.
easier one. One's a
Okay.
harder one.
Okay.
Political figure was president for the longest time in the period between after Brother Bear released in 2003 and February 2021.
Wait.
Barack Obama.
No.
That was a 300 level question, by the way.
That was 300 level. And then the 500 one is a mirror to Yasha's. Which Walt Disney Animation Studios movie released directly after Brother Bear, leading us down this dark path we are currently on?
Oh, was it Home on the Range?
Is it Home on the Range?
It was Home on the Range.
That was it.
Yeah.
Correct.
I got that question right, which surprised me more than anyone else.
Yeah, Home on the
I
Range.
mean, who could forget the evil yodeling cowboy at the from Home on the Range? That's all
Is
I'm
that
saying.
what the plot? All I remember are 3 cows.
Yeah. No,
The-
it's-
okay,
That's
so
it.
the plot
No,
of
that's
Home on the
back-
Range
that's-
is that the
that's
evil yodeling
Barnyard.
cowboy is buying up all the ranches in Texas so that he could have a massive land grab, which he can then sell back the whole land. It's basically the plot of Yakuza 0, if you think about it.
Plot of what?
video game. Yakuza.
Video game reference.
Wait, which video
but
game? Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Yakuza
I just-
0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the villain in Home on the Range is doing a Yakuza 0 where he's buying up all the land. So there's one piece of land he hasn't bought yet, and that is the little homestead where the 3 cows are from. Some of them aren't from there because they moved from a different ranch that was
Well,
just
it was
sold during the
there was
buyout.
a new cow on the
Yeah.
ranch,
There was
and-
no cow, but she ended up there because her old farm got bought out by this land baron,
Mhm.
who is the yodeling cowboy. And I just want to be clear on who's in Home on the Range. Okay.
I don't think you can
so-
literally make up.
So
as many
Rosie
characters as
Rosie
you wanted,
O'Donnell
and nobody would
cow,
notice.
and there's like a jackrabbit, but the jackrabbit's only there at the beginning, and they're like these pigs. But then the 3 cows leave. They go into town to try and find ways in order to save the ranch because the ranch needs money because of debt. You know, it's a classic fucking story.
3 cows trying to earn some money.
Yeah, they go into town. They find a wanted poster for well they're going to town to get help. But they go into town. I drop my fucking pen. I'm embarrassed, but I continue on anyway. They go into town looking for help. They find the wanted poster for the yodeling cowboy. Oh well, they don't know that the yodeling cowboy and the guy who's buying up all land the same person. But don't worry. By the end, they'll piece together.
Surprise. Plot twist.
And then while in town, they meet the hotshot horse to the sheriff.
Yep.
And you know he's kind of like, actually, is he the horse to the sheriff yet? Yeah, he is. And so they're
Well, I
like,
know
hey,
who
can
Nick
you
was
help
looking
us
at.
out? And he's like, nah, I'm not gonna help you out. You're just like a bunch of cows. Why would I help you? I gotta do like adventuring shit. So the cows are like hung out to dry, and then some other shit happens. And then yada yada yada. They get to the evil yodeling lair. But I'm glad this is going along enough that one of us has muted themselves.
He's trying to eat some food.
Yeah, he's eating.
They get to the evil lair of the yodeling guy, and he yodels and he's trying to steal some cattle, but one of the cows has like muck in her ear and she can't hear well. So it prevents her from hearing the yodeling that is almost like a hypnotic noise to the
It's very
cows.
hypnotic. They have like a hypnosis song that is part
Yeah.
of.
fucking
Yeah.
movie is
It's
this?
the best part. The hypnosis song is the best part of the movie, unironically.
Song?
Uh,
What's going on here?
how many times do I have to tell you? The villain is the yodeling cowboy. He uses the yodels in order to hypnotize the cow.
Take away from this.
That was extraneous detail this whole time. Like you were just.
I didn't realize that was a plot relevant.
Yeah, no,
he's the main villain. He's the same guy who's buying up all the land and is going to.
I didn't think the yodeling part was relevant. I thought that was just
no.
Like a
the yodeling part is incredibly relevant.
Because Jacob, you neglected to mention that he uses the yodeling throughout the movie to hypnotize all the cows.
It's not really throughout the movie because he's not fully throughout the movie. It's more like the last third where you start getting a lot more yodeling.
Okay.
I think you get a little bit at the start, but it's only like implied yodeling. Because it's like a far off thing because they don't want to reveal yet that the land grab guy and the yodeling cowboy guy are the same person until slightly later. So then that the one cow with the hearing blockage helps stop him, along with help kind of from the sheriff's horse, who separated from the sheriff at some point because he was doing some shit. That was part of the part I yada through.
He's like the B-plot comedy character.
Yeah.
Nick, I think what you should notice is that the horse is single now.
Okay. Thank
Wait,
you.
what?
But anyway, so they do that, then they capture him, and then they go back to the farm, and the farm is saved.
Wow, I cannot believe you literally remembered that much about one of the worst Disney movies in recent memory.
Wait, I have a question.
Wait, you never watched Home on the Range?
I did. When I was like 5.
What is the worst Disney movie?
Why did they arrest the guy if they're just animals? Like, what did they do with him? Did they kill him?
They dragged him. Somehow he got hogtied, and then they dragged him back to the ranch so that their ranch owner could present the outlaw to authorities. And they don't question how a grandma was able to...
And he was never seen again.
Yeah. Well, they probably drew and quartered him, because they still did that in the West in those times.
So Yakuza 0 was based on this movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Wait, seriously?
No.
Jesus Christ, no.
Man,
anyway, you asked what the worst Disney movie is, and it's Camp Rock 2. Sorry.
Wow.
You made a second one?
Coming out.
Yeah, that's why it's sad.
Jesus, did you like the first Camp Rock?
Yeah, Camp Rock 1 though. Instant classic.
I didn't watch any of the Camp Rock movies. I'm just gonna let it out there. Of the movies I've seen, Home on the Range is probably near the bottom of the list, but I don't think it's actually like it's not good, but it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Trying to think of the ones that I have seen.
I wish I could.
It's hard to pick because so many of them. It probably is Home on the Range for me. I think that one's the easy pick to go with. I'm just trying to think if there's any other ones that maybe more spicy takes. But
is Wreck-It Ralph 2 a Disney movie or is it a Pixar movie?
No, it's a Disney movie.
Yeah, it's just
okay. Wreck-It Ralph 2. It's up there. There we go.
Yeah,
that's my
it
take.
wasn't that bad, but it wasn't a good movie.
It was rough.
Home on the Range bad.
It's somehow
I'm putting it in the category. I'm putting Wreck-It Ralph 2 and Home on the Range. I'd have to watch them side by side to make sure I can make a decision on which one's worse.
I think what Wreck-It Ralph...
Wreck-It Ralph 2 probably better than Home on... Sorry for cutting you off, Nick, but Wreck-It Ralph 2 I'm going to put above Home on the Range just because Wreck-It Ralph 2 at least has a good message.
Yeah.
And that's the one redeeming quality of Wreck-It Ralph 2. And the rest of Wreck-It Ralph 2 I'm putting in a bin and throwing it into the Potomac.
The thing that I think is what goes against the biggest point against Wreck-It Ralph 2 just in general is they basically, that movie and the Emoji Movie are inseparable from each other because they both released in the same time frame and they both sort of share that really annoying thing throughout the whole movie where they're bumping other apps in the movie. It's a fuck ton of...
Oh, you mean the part where they say, man, we're going to the greatest place on earth, and they go to the Disney World?
Yeah.
Remember that part where they go to Disney World
really
and fucking
fun.
Wreck-It Ralph 2?
But they get to talk to all the
Wreck-It Ralph
Disney
2?
princesses. It's
Remember
so
that time when they
fun.
made fun of a person with a thick Irish accent or a Scottish accent? Where does Brave take place again? I'm sorry.
Scotland, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Scottish.
Louisiana, maybe?
They really just fucking dunked on her, didn't they?
It was fun. Look, I understand. I understand. Look, Wreck-It Ralph 2, not the peak of art. I'll say it. I'll say it first. I'll be the first one to say it. I didn't want to have to say it, but I'm gonna say Wreck-It Ralph 2. Not up there with the Mona Lisa. But also, like, what the fuck, guys? I thought, like, this movie didn't come out in, like, the early 2000s. We're literally like we can get away with this one, right? We like making fun of people's accents. Like, come on, we didn't make fun of like any of the other characters. It really feels like the writers' room was like, well, we could have made fun of Mulan's accent, but we can't do that. But
Mulan doesn't even have an accent.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they wanted to do some.
But when you're watching joke. Brave, you can understand what she's saying. And in Wreck-It Ralph 2, they're like, oh, on the, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was not a bright spot for Disney, you know.
What you just said sounded so much like when Dipper in Gravity Falls makes like a copy of himself, when one of them is like crumpled up. That's exactly what he sounds like.
So yeah, glad we spent 20 minutes talking about Home on the Range.
We ain't gonna talk about Home on the Range.
No,
on.
I think we could put a close on the Home on the Range chapter of this episode. Because I kind of want to talk.
Here we go. Easy answer. Song of the South. Going down there. Boring movie. Also racist. I've done it. I've won the game.
Okay. Yeah, that one kind of takes.
Such a great opinion.
This is the bravest man in the world. We're crowning him right now. I know the year's not over
Thank
yet,
you.
But you're getting the award for the year.
You can be the star of Brave 2.
The hottest takes.
It's going to you.
Home on the Range is mediocre. Song of the South is racist.
You know what? Next you're going to tell me the sky's blue, man. Gosh.
Oh, God. But yeah, it does have Zippity Doo-Dah, so...
I think Cars 2 is probably the worst one. I mean, it's a Pixar movie.
Cars 2 is bad.
Did you guys know Cars is one of the most profitable franchises in the world?
Yeah, dude.
I know. I probably own half of it. Look, I'll buy Car. I understand Cars 1, not once again. Look, I'm gonna say it again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Cars isn't up there with the Mona Lisa. Maybe it's not high art, but I do kind of have a soft spot for when they fucking start singing "Life Is a Highway," and I'm like, oh, yeah, dude, it kind of is.
Do you have a soft
when
spot?
You're a car.
More correctly, do you have a hard spot when they show that the female car has a tramp stamp on the back?
No, that is when I turn off the movie.
Isn't that like 10 minutes into the movie?
It's
no,
like
that's when Lightning McQueen and the
Ellen
girl
DeGeneres
car are hanging out
Ellen?
after she shows
Ellen. No way.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
is
I don't
Cars
think it's
canceled now?
I'm
Have they
pretty
canceled
sure
Cars
it's-
because
It's
cast.
Ellen.
does that
Well,
mean Finding Nemo is canceled? That would suck.
No, it's Bonnie Hunt.
It's not fucking Ellen. What the fuck's wrong with you? You had me tricked for a second.
I probably confused her with Dory. Oops.
You confused a car with a tramp stamp with a fish?
Who can forget Tony Shalhoub, Monk himself, as Luigi the Italian car? Come on. It's a masterpiece.
I don't know who that is, but pop off. Yeah,
George Carlin plays Fillmore. Come on.
I mean, just think about
really?
like how many fucking I had like a little traveling suitcase thing full of Hot Wheels. So of course, when they made a whole franchise based around cars that they could turn into toys, it's gonna blow
Kids
the fuck
love
up.
cars, dude. Remember when you were a kid? You were like, "Yo, dude, how do we even get anywhere?" And then you finally obtained the ability to understand the world around you, and you saw a car, and someone was like, "That bitch got 4 wheels and it goes places," and you're like, "That's fucking magic, dude. How the fuck did they do that?" And they're like, "We put this thing called an engine inside," and you're like, "Fucking tell me more." And then the engine turns the wheel, and that's not even the best part. There's another wheel inside the car, and guess what that does? Shit, dude, I have no fucking idea. It fucking turns the other wheels so you can steer the direction you're going, and then you just that's it. That's it for a year.
At that point, the 5-year-old brain doesn't understand anything at that point, but it just is already losing.
No,
its
but the
shit.
5-year-old brain understands that when they say it's literally powered by dinosaurs, you're like, shit. I already love dinosaurs.
That
I guess
part,
I'm fucking sold.
Yes, at that point, it's oh, back on board, already sold. And honestly, now that I think about it, 5-year-olds, if they get a hyper focus onto something, they're gonna know everything about it. So maybe 5-year-olds.
That's why I still know all of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, dude, Parasaurolophus. I could say that as like a 4-year-old.
Pachycephalosaurus?
Yeah, dude. Compsognathus.
These
Hell yeah.
these are the introductory dinosaurs. I want to see some advanced stuff,
All right,
guys.
All right, show us up.
Plesiosaurus.
That's not a dinosaur. It's a marine reptile.
Get the fuck out of here
See,
with
okay,
your classifications.
actually, great segue into a topic I want to talk about before we end.
Jurassic World.
Yes! Jurassic World, specifically Jurassic World Evolution 2, got announced
I wanted this.
yesterday.
I was hoping it would be a
That's-
Jurassic World Dominion
No, it's
conversation.
not a sequel, Yash. It's an evolution.
They already
Did you
released
hear him
Evolution.
say it?
Yeah.
This is the second.
It's Evolution
I-
2, dude.
but I
They
haven't played
released
it yet.
Evolution 2.
I was literally just picturing the Peggle 2 guy as the trailer was dropping. I was just like, oh my god, this is fucking ridiculous. But it just made me think of it because you're calling out the marine reptile distinction, and apparently they've added those into Evolution 2. So
Oh, fuck yeah.
all of the people that were demanding it, which apparently was a lot.
I mean, I would have liked it too. I'm kind of surprised they didn't put it in the first one.
I mean,
The first one was kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I had some fun with the first one, but the first one was definitely lacking.
yeah, no, I totally
It was
agree.
missing features. I hope that they make the park portion better, but I don't think they will. I think they're very focused on the dinosaur side of things, which I guess is fine. Look,
Mhm.
when you're making this is basically a zoo tycoon game anyway, so you're gonna focus on the animals more than the amenities.
Yeah.
But I like a good park builder. I like building things. I like efficiency. I like then having dinosaurs, and then I go, uh-oh, the T-Rex got out. I gotta fucking do that.
Yeah,
Which
Get
the
me
first
the
one did. The
helicopter.
first one did that last part very well.
yeah. Being able to
Hot
drive
takes continue.
being able to drive the vehicles in the game was probably one of the most fun decisions that they made when designing it. From a game design perspective, I can understand why they chose to cut pterosaurs and marine reptiles because that
What,
shit...
you can't have a Quetzalcoatlus in it?
Go on.
It's not that you're thinking. That's the actual mythological god.
All right, what's the
Yeah, that's
It's
what he was
very
asking
close.
for. He's wondering where
wants-
the mythical creature DLC is coming in.
Yeah.
No, Yash. I'm about to show you up with my dinosaur
boy.
knowledge. The
Oh, boy.
Quetzalcoatlus is a pterosaur from the late Cretaceous period in North America. It was giraffe size.
Damn, you got me there. I thought its name was different. I thought Quetzalcoatlus was the name of
How
the
the
thing.
fuck do you
Apparently-
spell that? Just so I can show a picture of it. Just to
It's
fact check.
Quetzalcoatl.
Wow, I got to
is God.
QUETZ.
That's about it.
ALCOATL is the god, and then the US makes it the reptile.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, this is a classic. This is classic dinosaur right here.
This
is
is
a
yeah, it's not
Dinosaur.
a dinosaur. It's a flying reptile.
It's
Yash just
It's
so
specifically
kindly
a
informed me.
flying giraffe-looking motherfucker. This is crazy. Holy shit.
Yeah, isn't it nuts?
Oh my god. That's
Should be
terrifying.
terrifying.
I hate
So
that.
you're telling me I can't have this guy in the
They're
game?
called pterosaurs.
Well, in Evolution 2 you can have it. But what I was saying is just like
Oh
when
shit!
when you're you're programming these animals, right? For this game that you're making. And like trying to do pathing and like programming behaviors for a flying reptile as opposed to one that just walks on the terrain that you like put around, and mapping nodes for that is like a whole other ballpark. And the same thing goes for marine reptiles, because like doing water shit is going to be different than just walking around on a flat land surface, because they get to move in. Basically, both of them get to move in 3 dimensions, whereas the dinosaurs basically just move in 2. I know they can go up hills, but like it's effectively just 2 dimensions. So I understand why they cut it, but it's cool that now they have the money and resources to go into that territory. So I'm excited to see where that goes. But yeah, I was on a call while the announcement was happening, but I had it on in the background and it was muted. But I was just like silently losing my shit as I saw Jeff Goldblum talk to Jeff Keighley, and then the trailer started. I'm like, oh hell, fucking yeah!
All right. So I haven't played Evolution, but how does it compare to Genesis, Operation Genesis?
Yeah, its spiritual predecessor.
They're about the same.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
don't. I think I've got some rose tinted nostalgia goggles on. For some reason in my head, I feel like the being limited by the grid system that you had in Operation Genesis made things a little bit more interesting in how you had to place everything around the park. But you basically have that in Evolution. There's still space requirements and placement requirements as far as like where you can put stuff.
Now, I don't know if they have this in Evolution, but the one thing that Genesis did have was a lot more malleability with terrain
Mhm.
and island
Right, you could just-
generation.
Yes,
You could just go in there and level the island if you wanted to.
the
Yeah.
island generation, I think it's still, like, basically when you get to the sandbox mode on Isla Sorna, it's basically equivalent to Operation Genesis, because, like, basically you're boxed in on all sides by mountains, but you still get to do anything inside the square area that you're given, just much the same as you are in Operation Genesis. Although I don't think you can actually create mountains that are so high that you can't like put anything there like you could with Operation Genesis. But that seems like a minor thing. But yeah, I hope that they just add some more depth to the gameplay, because I definitely agree that it was kind of lacking in that department. Like, as I was playing it, having a great time, having a ball, but then I got to the end and I just lost all motivation to fuck around with Sandbox and like the other stuff that they had.
Yeah, and I don't know, like we were talking about this, Nick, when it was announced, but the sign of a good sim game for me is when I don't want to play any of the stuff they made for me, and I just go,
Right.
I'm going to the sandbox mode now, bye.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I understand that's probably not the intent of the game developers who, like, you know, made all this shit for me. But like, I also know that I load up like Tropico 5 and I'm like, hey guys, I really appreciate all these missions you made for me. I'll play them every once in a while, but I hope you understand I'm spending most of my time in the sandbox.
Yeah.
And I understand that's different for other people. Some people want like objective based stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I even like some objective based stuff. I love playing Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, which is, you know, almost entirely objective based missions with a sandbox mode included.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know,
the strength of the sandbox mode to me is what sets a good, fine, like sim game or tycoon game, I would call it.
apart from
like ooh, mama.
Mamma mia. Yeah, I think actually something that I'm starting to recall, and I can put more of a finger on it now, is that I feel like in Operation Genesis, ironically, the dinosaur breakouts were not as frequent as they were basically almost exclusively just caused by you know, the weather events that would break your fences,
Right.
and then the dinosaurs would get out. In Evolution, they made the dinosaurs more complex in that they had like more in-depth happiness and like feeding necessities or whatever, and spacing necessities. So they could get angrier much quicker on their own, and then they would fuck up shit like way faster that way. And I think that might have gotten a little grating after a while. To deal with.
I'm a little bit on the opposite, where I was like, because the like park management side is so bare bones, that was at least a mechanic for me to engage with, of like, shit, Johnson dinosaur's getting mad again, I gotta go fucking deal with him. All right, here's some extra shit, just leave me alone. All right, nah, Timmy got mad too, he's in the other paddock, I gotta go over there.
Why are these dinosaurs all named after your estranged children?
No one, look, no one's seen my kids in 20 years, so you can't prove they exist.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
My kid Johnson is just cruel.
For real.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, we've effectively eaten up this hour, but before we go, E3 is happening this weekend. Like, the big stuff is starting tomorrow, so I am curious. Do you guys have...
Whoa, wait. It starts tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already started.
It's already started,
shit.
but that's like...
Kickoff was yesterday.
Yeah, well, that was Summer Games Fest, which is like its own thing, but like, they're basically...
Yeah, okay. hey guys, we're Sony and EA. We're too cool for E3, but we will literally put it on the day next to E3. But we're not a part of it. We fucking hate E3. E3 has been mean to us, and we don't like them anymore. Even though they haven't really done anything, and we will continue to put our conferences right next to it, and we'll also put it in the same place as E3. But we're not part of E3. I wanted to make that very clear.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring got announced. That was the other big thing. That was probably the biggest thing from
Elden
Thursday's.
Ring.
It's the
Dark Souls with George R.R. Martin.
What's Elden
Yeah.
Ring?
Yeah, no, it's pretty. Well, Josh doesn't play that.
And
many games.
apparently, it's actually coming out. They gave a release date.
Yeah, we'll
which
see if that
I
sticks.
saw a very funny
Yeah.
tweet about it. It was congratulations to George R.R. Martin for putting out a piece of work this decade.
Yeah, it'll be another decade before he finishes.
I mean, it's the
fucking-
start of this decade, so
Yeah.
Maybe
So
you
he's
could
met
say
his
in
quota.
the last decade.
Yeah,
He's
but-
met his quota.
Real quick, do you guys have any big games that you want to see talk more about or just announce that's like maybe possibly in the works? I think for me,
All right.
Halo Infinite's probably the big one. I want to see something from that game. They have to show something because it's coming out this year.
everyone. Sorry if I'm going to jump in with, and someone else had an opinion, but as you can already tell, I like fucking getting mad. Everyone running around being like they have to do it. They don't have to do jack shit.
Yeah, but you know they're gonna. You know it.
They're gonna, and then I won't like. Look, I like Halo. I got Master Chief Collection through the
Uh-huh.
Game Pass.
Wow.
I look. He comes out. He's like, "Hey, have you guys bought Game Pass?" I'm like, "Yeah, bitch. I've owned Game Pass for a year now. I don't need you to sell it on me anymore. I'm fine." And then they're like, "Did you know you can get Halo on Game Pass?" I'm like, "I do like Halo. I'll play some Halo, and then I play the Master Chief Collection, and then I'm fine." And then people come out like, I don't know, maybe just because I was like one of 5 people who didn't have a conniption when they showed the last trailer, but I was like, yeah, dude, like they're like, these models don't look baked. And I'm like, yeah, it's not, they didn't bake the fucking full model for the fucking demo. What?
I mean, hopefully, like, I think the problem was that, usually when they do the big boy games, they have vertical slices that are fully baked.
Right,
and
right.
This one was not.
And they just didn't. And I don't know why. They've
My
already
counterpoint
done
is
2
I
games.
like, I don't know. I've heard too much like, and maybe this is Jacob, I'm being a game shill, but like, I don't know. I've heard so many horror stories of people like in the fucking industry being like, yeah, it's all fucking cobbled together smoke and mirrors. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like that's
Halo,
how all of it is.
literally Halo
Like,
2.
Yeah, like
They might
literal-
pull a Halo 2 where the demo looks nothing like the final product, but the final product still ends up being
like
good.
like the latest example I can think about is literally the Cyberpunk trailer where they're like, we swear this is gameplay.
Oh,
Well,
God.
he's playing it live.
Oh.
And then it's
And
then
they
like
do that-
after
they
the
do
game
that
comes out,
thing
they're
where
like,
they talk
"Oh,
to the
it's
characters in the
not-
game.
it's
They
not
get like a
real."
call from like their team,
yes.
and they're like, "Man, I'm moving to position alpha. Oh, we got a contact at 3:00.
I love those. Those are so funny.
Now the gamer talking.
Dude, I got a legendary sniper rifle. Oh fuck, man.
But the only company who does that anymore is Ubisoft. But also, look, the only thing I've learned over the last, well, I should say like 2 years is if you're a French company, sorry, I guess there's just something wrong.
Oh God, yeah. All right.
Ubisoft marred in controversy. David Cage, actual Hitler.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh God, there's no break for the French. The French just can't catch a break in the games industry. All right, really, I gotta let my dog out. So, do you guys have games you want to see at
Dude, I hope they put Smash Brothers there.
Smash Bros would be good. New content.
Don't know.
I don't know enough about E3 anymore, but
I want to know.
I would
what
like
the
to see
fuck's
more
going on.
Pokemon stuff.
They'll probably do some.
If they
Pokemon
even
stuff.
do anything.
I
Oh,
think
you
they
know
might
what?
do
You know
some
what I
Pokemon.
really fucking want, Nick? I want Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, they've got to do some more shit on that. Like they've been holding off on. I mean, it's been pandemic, so problems occur. But I think they got to show something off from Breath of the Wild 2 at this point. Like,
And
it's
I
been over a
want
year.
you keep
Minecraft
saying
2.
that. You keep saying those. They gotta do
alright,
it.
when
And
I
then
get-
and then it doesn't happen, and then everyone goes, they
Jacob,
didn't do the thing they
when
said
I
they would
get-
do. And I'm like,
when I get
the only
proven
people who have been
wrong,
saying that
when
is
I get
you.
proven wrong, you can poo-poo on my parade. But I think
But
the timing is
That's my
right.
problem. It's like it might be true, but like everyone comes out here every
Putting
year. And they're
Halo
like, they
Infinite
have
in
to do it.
Smash Brothers.
They have to put the trailer out, and then they don't put the trailer out, and they're like, I can't believe they would betray us like this. And it's like, dog, the only one who was saying the trailer was coming out was you guys. Like, they didn't say anything.
I guess.
That's why people are like, I don't understand why companies are always coming out around E3 time saying that something's not going to be there. If it's not going to be there, it just won't be there. And it's like, no,
I think
the
that's
company
fine.
has dealt with it enough times where they're like, we literally had to tell these
right, but so now hopefully that
people
becomes the norm, where if something's not happening that people expect to be there, they just say it's not going to be there, so then people don't get as mad when it doesn't
you
show
can't
up.
always tell you can't use that in every instance.
Why not?
Because there are some games you're not supposed to, like, you can't talk about yet.
Right, but if you can't, like, if it's a game that has been announced, like they drop, the fucking Elden Ring trailer like 2 years ago or whatever, or the fucking what's it called?
Last of Us 2.
No, the next Elder next Elder
Fortnite
Scrolls
2.
or Star.
Dude, Elder Scrolls was like 4 years ago. It's never coming out.
Right, but that's the thing. Like if
Like,
it's,
I waited for Cyberpunk since like the announcement trailer in like 2012. It's fine.
anyway, Sam, do you have any games that you're looking for at E3?
I haven't been following E3 that much, but probably the Halo one. So
Sam, what's your dream game that they could announce at E3 that you'd be like, oh yeah?
Oh shit!
A sequel? Oh, dude, dream
I
game.
want a Wreck-It Ralph game.
Wreck-It Ralph, baby.
Specifically two.
Just make it. It's just actually the Wreck-It Ralph arcade machine from the movie. There is no digital game. It's just the arcade machine, and it's real, and it's coming to arcades everywhere. You're gonna see it on
they're
every.
gonna charge you like $5,000 for that shit? Okay.
God, if EA could fucking get their heads out of their asses and just make another SSX, I would shit. But that's just me, and maybe you, Jacob. I know you like those games.
SSX.
I mean, I love SSX, but also I don't know.
I know.
I got SSX 3. I can just boot it up whenever I want, and I'm just gonna listen to Radio Big, and then they'll come out, and
DJ
even if they announce an SSX, they'll be like, "We created a class-based SSX system where you buy the battle pass to unlock additional snowboarders," and I'm like, I'm gonna. This is Radio Big and SSX3, and I'm like, cool. I don't gotta listen to EA.
A snowboard battle royale sounds kind of fun. Like no guns or anything. You're just trying to knock people over and stuff.
Snowboard.
I mean,
like it's just like a race to not get like taken over by an avalanche, and you can try and like knock people over and stuff.
SSX3 did have knockover mechanics. You could literally punch your opponents in that game.
And you could.
Sounds great.
They were way ahead
race
of the
from the
curve
top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain, dude. If they remade
the actual
SSX3,
best race in the game.
Yeah, if you remade SSX3, just do the big 3 race and then make that a battle royale with 100 people starting at the top. Oh my god, that'd be huge.
Yeah,
so I guess
that'd be really fun.
All right, Nick.
Galaxy brained.
Nick.
What?
You do game design, right? Just make this game, but don't call it SSX. Call it like SFX.
Okay, sound effects. Gotcha. All right, yeah, I'll get right on it.
Snowboarder effects.
SSY.
Oh,
they can't sue you.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I gotta take my dog out. So thank you guys for joining me. This was a lovely trip down memory lane. Some parts less lovely than others, but thanks for coming.
You invited us.
yeah. I do this to myself, but yeah. Thanks for coming. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna see if I can schedule this to go up on Twitch at the normal time. We'll see how that goes. But until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there, and peace out. All right, I gotta stop the recording now.